If you're somebody in life right now that's trying to do something different, that's trying to embark on their journey, somebody that's maybe probably starting their own business, working for yourself, doing it completely alone, do you go through these very intrusive stages of just feeling like you're not doing enough, feeling like you're not working hard enough? And it's worse because if you enjoy what you do, it's an even heavier guilt, feeling of guilt. You almost feel like you're not working because you're doing something that you enjoy doing. And then you end up in this weird perpetual cycle of just working harder, working longer hours, working more, but you're still convinced that what you're doing is just wasting time, that you're not actually working, even though you know that you are. It's like imposter syndrome mixed in with intrusive thoughts, and it just keeps you in this weird perpetual state of constant burnout almost, because you're working so hard, you're working almost every waking hour that you have, and you feel guilty for any small break that you take because you work for yourself. And especially in the beginning stages when you're not making money yet, or things aren't coming through and you're building things up, and it almost just feels like you're playing pretend, like you're just, oh, look at me, I own a business. How do you deal with that? Why is it that we feel that way? I've been pondering a lot today, and I think it's a lot to do with how society is. The reason there's so many conspiracy theories that go around about rich people versus poor people, etc., is because there does seem to be this weird gap, this intentional division of almost us versus them. And I've not put myself in any of those categories. I'm just speaking from both sides. And it's almost been built in this weird way to keep those that are down, down, and to keep those that are up, up. Because if you're in the down and you're actually trying to get up, but there's been years and decades and centuries of people that are have built up enough sayings and enough risks, enough cautionary tales about, why you shouldn't go down the path that isn't proven, the path that isn't already stamped with approval from society. Don't you wonder why there is a 1% compared to a 99%, if those are the numbers? Why is that division so big? Why is it not 50-50, or maybe even 30-70? Maybe even 20-80, because it's a very hard road to be on, of course. But why is it 1% compared to 99? You, this person watching this, that is that business owner, that is that entrepreneur that's just started and you're trying to make something work. Just keep doing it. Keep going. Keep trusting that instinct that you have. Keep trusting the drive that brought you to where you are now. Just because something doesn't work in the way that you think it was going to work, just because things don't look like how you thought they would look currently, just because the timeline doesn't quite match the timeline that you had in your head, doesn't mean that you're failing, doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Especially remember that just because you enjoy what you're doing, just because what you're doing feels a little bit too easy because it comes naturally to you, just because you're not struggling mentally, doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong, doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. And I know that might sound strange, but a lot of people in this day and age actually seek difficult things, and they feel like if something isn't difficult, then it's not worth doing, or if something isn't difficult, then they surely can't make money from it. And yet there's thousands of examples out there of other people who will be doing that exact same thing and earning a lot. Why them and not You. Why do you think they can do it but you can't for some reason? Why do you think the rules are different for them? Only you decide that. Only you decide what rules are applicable to you or not applicable to rule, because all rules are made up anyway. So who's to tell you you can't do something? Only you're telling yourself you can't do something. Yes, society tells you that you can't do things all day, but society is talking constantly. Society is always doing this. Why are you listening? Because only your opinion matters. It's your life at the end of the day. Now, I didn't start this video thinking I even had a direction I would be going, but for those of you that are stepping off the beaten track, for those of you that are trying to do something that makes them feel happy and fulfilled, for those of you that are just trying to do something for themselves and build something and start something from the ground and build it, just remember that why you're doing this. Remember there's a reason. Remember you're going somewhere, and you will get there, but you can only get there if you keep going on the path. Don't let small failures along the way, even big failures along the way, stop you from pursuing the joy that you know you deserve, the joy that you know is there, and you're just trying to find a path to reach it. Just remember your goal, remember your why, and keep going. Keep going. Love and light.